So I'm here with Christina. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking at Agentforce World Tour Dubai, and we want to talk all things Slack. So why don't you just introduce yourself quickly?
Hi everybody, my name is Christina Craver and I'm responsible for Slack in the Middle East, everywhere from Egypt to the GCC, also colloquially known as the Slack Lady.
Nice. So we've seen so many new exciting product features and rollouts from today, but I wanted to ask you a little bit more about Slack and particularly about this region. So how do you see Slack's role as being like a pillar within the Salesforce stack, and obviously with Agentforce and AI, how do you see Slack driving that kind of strategy for Salesforce?
So I joined Slack a year ago, and prior to joining Slack, I was adminning my workspace for my product managers, engineers, and I can tell you we weren't using it very well. We didn't have AI. AI is absolutely something I would never take away from Slack. If I were to leave Slack today, go back into product, go into some other area, have to bring Slack to my teams, it's the way that you get the tribal knowledge in your organization to be unlocked and utilized across your business. When you have people who've been in the company for a long time, they're the go-to. But how do you get that knowledge out of their heads and into other people's hands? That is the power of AI and Slack. So again, Slack and AI would never go back without.
And I'm sure there's been a bunch of agents rolled out internally. Is there like an agent that you use day to day that Salesforce has built for you that, you know, has really like opened your eyes to what can be achievable within Slack, like a Slack agent you use?
Rather than the actual agent itself, just go into the Agentforce and I'll do a generic kind of overview.
Great.
Okay?
So you must be using Agentforce internally at Salesforce. So what's your kind of viewpoint on it and Agentforce within Slack? You know, what are you seeing is kind of strongest for you at the moment?
Agentforce in Slack is the way to democratize agents for your internal use cases. We're talking about digital labor. How are you getting people to be doing things much better and much faster? Again, an agent, what's the difference between an agent and a co-pilot? A co-pilot can give you information. It can bring some things, maybe even from external sources, internal. It can't take action. So Agentforce within Slack is just going to increase the productivity of your existing workforce, but make it so that you can augment the actual work that's being done without adding any additional headcount.
Yeah. Wow. And so you must have engaged with many clients across this region and seen Slack transform their businesses. Is there any kind of specific use cases or customer stories that most resonate with you in terms of the Slack customers in this region?
There is one customer in, let's say, semi-public sector that their usage started in the marketing area. And they told some great stories. Their leadership would go out and take videos on their road tours on their phone. They would then send it on Slack. The team in the background would slice it up, make it look really nice, send it back on Slack, and their leader would post it on to LinkedIn right away.
Wow.
Minutes. They recently told me that Slack changed their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard anybody say this about any tool or system.
Yeah.
This is how game-changing, life-changing, let's change that word, life-changing using Slack is when you incorporate it into all functions of your business.
My favorite example of that would be, so my first ever job was being a recruiter, and the number of times that I hear now people will ask when they go for a job role, they'll ask, do you use Slack? Now, how many other tools do people ask, you know, that are qualifying whether you actually go and work at somewhere or not? I know that I could never go work at a Teams company, that's for sure. It would be very difficult. And so, you know, for those companies or customers that are not yet on Slack, you know, each region has its, you know, differences in terms of tools like WhatsApp or Teams or other messaging platforms or collaboration. What do you think is the biggest thing holding customers that don't use Slack yet back from, you know, taking that jump and leap of faith to, you know, learn a different way of working?
I think it's just understanding of what Slack is. I hear the platform that startups love. It's
Yeah.
only for tech and development. Oh, it's a chat tool. It's collaboration. It's communication. It's a work operating system.
Yeah.
And the operating system plugs in to the people, the data, the workflows and applications that you have. We have 3,000 connectors that natively integrate, as well as AI and agents. It's that one system to rule them all. I dare you to try and do that with any of the other tools that we get compared to on the market.
Right. And so what's one of your favorite Slack features? You know, what's something that you like to, you get most joy out of using day to day, or you've seen a customer use that you think is really kind of an interesting use case?
My team knows that I'll give you a two-parter, okay?
Yeah.
My team knows that I use voice messages all the time. In the role that I have, I'm on the go. I'm in the car. I'm in between meetings. Just like on WhatsApp, I'm sending voice notes over. The great part is that there's audio transcripts, so you don't actually have to listen to that. That's the most annoying thing about some of the other platforms. You can either choose to read you
or listen to you.
Correct.
Depending on the medium.
And it's quick. It's mobile friendly. It's for those that are on the go. It's what takes the experience away from desktop and makes it something that is in your hand. Canvases, I have to admit, my last role, I had no idea what they were. It looked like a blank piece of paper.
Yeah.
When you understand that you can put internal processes in formal questions, you can make briefs if you're in a marketing team, if you're in product, if you're in tech and you need to do post-mortem reports, you put that there, going back to Slack AI, all of that becomes part of your knowledge base. And the answers are just that much richer when you have the unstructured conversations plus the structured documents all in the same place.
Yeah, Canvas is one of my favorite features too. So, for customers to get the full value of Slack, it's important for them to have a partner. So, Bryd, we're a Slack first business, and we're one of the first Slack consulting partners. So how helpful do you think it is to have a partner like ourselves helping the customers in the region and some of the work that we've done together?
It's fundamental to ensure that Slack isn't just one of a number of tools that is inside of an organization in a technical architecture landscape. It is the underpinning of everything that you have. It is what CRM, it is what sales, it is what services, what is marketing. It is what your tech and dev tools all plug into. If you don't realize that it should be built from the bottom up with Slack as the foundation, it ends up being an afterthought. And it doesn't change the way that teams work in the way that it really should. Having a partner that gets it, it's rare. And you guys get it. You come from Slack. You have the Slack culture. It is the defining reason why you guys have been so successful on the market and why we're continuing to grow in this region.
Great. And I always like to say, Slack is should be the heartbeat. All the tentacles of the organization should feed into Slack. But if you don't know how to get there, it's often hard. And change management is a big thing, right? It's easy to say, I'll just move from WhatsApp to Slack, but that's a big change for an organization, and they might end up just seeing it as WhatsApp, which is losing out on the value, right?
100%. And a lot of Slack changes company culture in a natural way, but it's the behavior. It is getting people to do things in a way that is more transparent and open. That's the real transformational power of Slack.
It's like sending a voice note in a channel of hundreds of people, probably. I'm sure which is what you do.
I mean, if you've got to get a message out, rather than have that half an hour meeting with hundreds of people, a video. Or a voice note. It's very efficient.
And so lastly, it's never a Slack little chat without asking someone, what is your favorite emoji? What's your favorite emoji that you use, your most loved emoji?
So I'm a big fan of not having to respond to emails saying, thank you, noted, done. I find it to be a waste of time. We have a ton of those emojis in our Slack channels or in our workspace where somebody says, Christina, can you please do this? Done. Christina, I've completed this. TY, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Christina, for getting this done. NP, no problem.
Yeah.
It takes a fraction of a second. It doesn't weigh on me that I haven't responded and they didn't know.
Mhm.
And the great thing is that in your activities area, people can see your emoji reactions.
Yeah.
So you don't miss out on what's happened if somebody's perplexed, if somebody's
Yeah.
thankful. It's quick, it's easy, it's efficient, and it's fun.
So you're a TYNP acronym emoji lover.
I'm also an ENTJ, if you needed to know that. Yes.
ENTJ, what's
Myers-Briggs, all of the acronyms out there.
Love
So
it.
yeah, NY, or NP, TY, all day long.
Yeah, love it. Well, thank you so much. It's been great to chat with you today, and look forward to working with you more over this next year and seeing what Slack has to come in the future.
Thank you. Always
Cheers.
great having you in Dubai.